My child, listen carefully, for I am speaking to you in this sacred moment, and I am drawing your heart close to mine because I have seen what no one else has seen. I have watched you in the quiet rooms where tears fell without witnesses. I have observed the choices you made when no one applauded. I have heard the prayers you whispered when you believed they were too small to matter. And I tell you now, what you did changed my mind completely, for I saw the shift in your heart, the surrender. You offered me the humility you displayed when you could have chosen pride, the forgiveness you extended when your flesh begged for revenge. And I saw how you rose again even though you felt broken beyond repair. And that rising stirred heaven, beloved, because you could have turned away, you could have hardened your heart, you could have walked into bitterness and shadows, yet you opened your hands and said, "Father, I trust you." And those words, spoken in the middle of your storm, moved me more deeply than you realize, for it is not perfection I look for but willingness, not flawless strength but surrendered vulnerability, not unshakable certainty, but faith that trembles and still reaches for me. And my child, the moment you chose me in your weakness, the atmosphere around your life shifted. The divine timeline reoriented itself, and the very thing that seemed delayed, denied, or dismantled began to align again under my will because you gave me something rare: obedience without understanding, trust without evidence, love without guarantees. And now I speak over you with the authority of the one who formed you, the one who breathed destiny into your bones, the one who has numbered every step you have taken. You have entered a new season not because circumstances changed, but because you changed. And when a heart transforms, heaven responds with acceleration, with realignment, with restoration that cannot be stopped by darkness, by enemies, or by your past. For what I do now is anchored not in your failures but in your surrender, not in your mistakes but in your repentance, not in your wounds but in your willingness to let me heal you. Beloved, I have seen the long nights where confusion wrapped around your thoughts like a heavy fog, where you questioned your worth, your purpose, and your direction, where you wondered if I had abandoned you or if you had somehow stepped too far from grace. But hear me now. I never left you, not for a single breath, not for a single heartbeat, not for 1 second of the pain you thought you endured alone. For I have carried you through storms that were never meant to destroy you but to awaken what was asleep inside you, to break the chains you thought were normal, to dismantle patterns you didn't know were limiting you, to purify your intentions, and to separate you from what could not follow you into your destiny. For every tear you cried, I counted. For every silent battle you fought, I witnessed. For every burden you hid, I lifted. And when you made one act of obedience, even the small one, even the one you thought was insignificant, I saw the purity of your heart, and I said, now everything changes, because every destiny shifts not when circumstances improve, but when a heart becomes willing to move where I lead. My child, you must understand that you have been walking through a divine tension, a sacred in-between, where old doors closed suddenly and new doors remained hidden, and you interpreted that silence as rejection. But the truth is that I was recalibrating your path, rearranging destinies, removing people, dismantling environments, and repositioning you into alignment with the purpose I placed in you long before you entered your mother's womb. And though you feared you were losing everything, you were actually being prepared to receive what you once prayed for. The waiting was not punishment, it was protection. The delay was not denial, it was preparation. The silence was not distance, it was deep work within your spirit, healing the wounds that would have sabotaged your breakthrough, strengthening the areas you called weaknesses, burning away attachments that would have slowed your calling, and shaping you into someone who could carry what is coming with wisdom, authority, and maturity. You cried out for destiny, and I gave you refining. You asked for elevation, and I gave you pruning. You wanted acceleration, and I gave you stillness. But now, beloved, now the season shifts, for your response shifted my hand, and what was once paused is now in motion. What was once delayed is now unfolding. What was once blocked is now opening. For when your heart moved toward me, my plans moved toward you faster than you can imagine, and heaven began to orchestrate alignments, connections, opportunities, and breakthroughs that seemed impossible only months ago. My child, you have no idea how close you are to the moment everything becomes clear, the moment all the warfare suddenly makes sense, the moment every closed door reveals its purpose, the moment every unanswered prayer suddenly bursts open with divine timing that will leave you speechless, humbled, and overwhelmed with my goodness. Beloved, do not underestimate the power of the choice you made, for when you forgave the person who wounded you, you broke a generational curse. When you walked away from what was toxic, you unlocked a spiritual gate. When you surrendered your timeline, you aligned with mine. When you refused to give up, you authorized heaven to release what was stored for you. When you trusted me again, you fulfilled what I had been waiting for. What you did changed my mind completely, not because my nature changes, but because your heart became fully open to the destiny I intended for you. And now I will show you what happens when a child fully aligns with my voice. For my child, you must understand that heaven does not respond to outward actions alone, but to the posture of the heart behind them. And the posture you adopted, that quiet, trembling, humble surrender, carried more power in the spiritual realm than the enemy ever expected. For the enemy assumed you would break under pressure, that bitterness would overtake you, that discouragement would drown your hope, that shame would silence your voice, but instead your spirit turned toward me, even when you didn't feel strong, even when you doubted your worth, even when fear whispered that you had failed beyond redemption. And I watched as you reached for me not with perfection but with honesty. And that honesty, beloved, pierced the darkness around you and released angels into assignment on your behalf. You thought nothing was happening, but the moment you said, "God, I still choose you," barriers cracked, chains weakened, generational patterns began to break, and the spiritual atmosphere around your life shifted from stagnation to momentum, and heaven declared, "It is time," for your surrender opened the door that your striving never could. Beloved, you have underestimated the strength of your spirit, the resilience of your soul, the magnitude of the anointing that rests on your life, and the depth of the calling I placed within you. You saw yourself as struggling, failing, barely holding on, but I saw you standing, fighting, refusing to let the darkness swallow you. And though you felt weak, every step you took in faith created a ripple in realms you cannot see. For faith is never silent in the spiritual world. Faith creates movement, faith releases authority, faith rewrites timelines, faith summons angels, faith frustrates the enemy, faith accelerates destiny. And the moment you acted in faith, even imperfect faith, I responded. My child, you need to understand this. Your obedience carries weight because you were called not to live an ordinary life, but a prophetic one, a life woven into divine timelines, a life connected to breakthroughs that will impact not only you but generations after you. For what you carry is generational, what you carry is spiritual, what you carry is divine, and the shift you made did not end with you. It broke curses, it opened pathways, it unlocked blessings that were waiting for the right moment, and that moment is now. But before you step fully into the new, I want to show you why the warfare increased, why the confusion intensified, why the pressure felt unbearable, why you felt spiritually exhausted. It was because you were crossing a threshold, and thresholds are always heavily guarded by the enemy. For the enemy knows what I have planned for you, and he knows the impact it will have, and he feared what would happen if you kept going. So he tried to overwhelm you with fear, fatigue, and frustration. He tried to convince you that nothing was changing. He tried to whisper that your prayers were pointless. He tried to bring up your old wounds to keep you tied to old patterns. He tried to use people to distract you, delay you, and discourage you. But my child, you pushed through anyway, and that push broke something in the spirit. For the enemy loses power the moment you stop agreeing with his lies and start agreeing with my truth. Now hear me, beloved. The warfare you endured was not proof of my absence. It was evidence of your anointing. The pressure you felt was not punishment. It was preparation. The silence you experienced was not rejection. It was formation. I was teaching you how to hear me in stillness, how to stand when shaken, how to trust when blind, how to love when hurting, how to wait when weary, and how to surrender even when your emotions wanted control. You learned more during this season than you realize, and everything you learned has positioned you for what is coming. For you are not stepping into a small blessing, a minor elevation, or a temporary breakthrough. You are stepping into a divine unfolding that has been written for your life since the beginning, and every battle you survived was shaping you for the weight of the glory that is about to rest upon your life. Beloved, I say this with divine certainty. You will not go back to who you used to be. The old cycles are broken. The old wounds are healing. The old fears are losing their grip. The old shame no longer defines you. The old patterns are dissolving. The old version of you, the one shaped by trauma, by confusion, by insecurity, by rejection, is being replaced by the one I originally designed, the one who walks with authority, the one who moves with clarity, the one who speaks with boldness, the one who understands their worth, the one who knows they are chosen, the one who understands the anointing on their life, the one who walks not in fear but in faith. You have been through a divine internal transformation, and though it felt painful, isolating, and confusing, it was necessary, for you cannot step into a new destiny carrying old burdens, and you cannot receive what I have for you while holding on to what I freed you from. My child, what you did changed my mind completely because your obedience shifted your spiritual posture, and I respond to posture more than performance. You chose humility instead of pride, forgiveness instead of revenge, patience instead of panic, surrender instead of control, and faith instead of fear. You did these things quietly, without applause, without recognition, without validation, and because you did it for me and not for people, the reward will come from me and not from people. And my rewards do not run out. My rewards do not expire. My rewards do not fail. My rewards do not get blocked by the limitations of man. Beloved, I am now bringing clarity where confusion lived, peace where anxiety ruled, healing where wounds lingered, restoration where loss occurred, and renewal where hope faded. For you are stepping into a season of divine reversal, where what the enemy meant for harm becomes the very thing that lifts you into purpose, where what was broken becomes the foundation for blessing, where what was taken is returned multiplied, where what was delayed is delivered suddenly, where what was hidden is revealed, and where everything the enemy tried to sabotage becomes the testimony that glorifies me through your life. My child, listen closely now, for what I am doing in your life in this season cannot be compared to anything you have experienced before. And though you have walked through deep valleys, heavy shadows, and confusing paths, those places were not meant to destroy you, but to refine you, to mature you, to expand your spirit, so that you could carry the next dimension of your calling without collapsing under the weight of it. You asked me for destiny, and destiny requires depth. You asked me for breakthrough, and breakthrough requires pressure. You asked me for purpose, and purpose requires pruning. You asked me to use you, and being used requires surrender, and you surrendered even when you didn't understand what I was doing. That surrender touched my heart more deeply than you know, and it shifted my plans into motion. For the moment your will aligned with mine, heaven opened its gates, and angels were dispatched to prepare what is now on its way to you. Beloved, do not think I overlooked the pain you endured while waiting, for the waiting season sharpened you, stretched you, and taught you how to rely on my presence even when your emotions felt unstable. Waiting awakened a new kind of faith in you, not the kind that is loud and confident on the outside, but the kind that clings to me in the quiet, in the unseen, in the moments where the world cannot understand how you are still standing. The faith you developed in the waiting is the foundation on which I will now build miracles. Because miracles are not sustained by excitement, but by endurance, and you have endured. You have survived storms meant to break you. You have walked through warfare intense enough to weary even the strong. You have carried burdens that never belonged to you. Yet through it all, you kept your heart open. And this is why I am now opening doors no man can shut, elevating you into rooms no one thought you would enter, aligning you with people who will speak destiny into you rather than drain you, and restoring what was lost in ways that will make you say, "Only God could do this." Beloved, hear me. The shift you are stepping into will feel sudden, but it is not sudden. It has been building quietly, spiritually, invisibly for years. Every prayer you prayed, every tear you shed, every moment you chose me over despair, every night you whispered, "Lord, help me." Every day you kept moving when giving up seemed easier. All of those moments were seeds, and now those seeds have matured, and your harvest is coming. You thought you were forgotten, but you were being prepared. You thought nothing was happening, but everything was aligning. You thought I was silent, but I was working beneath the surface, constructing what your eyes were not allowed to see until the appointed time, and now that time approaches swiftly. My child, what you did changed my mind completely because it revealed who you truly are beneath the pain, beneath the disappointment, beneath the mistakes, beneath the fear. You showed me your true heart, the heart I designed, the heart I chose, the heart I anointed, the heart I have always loved. You acted in kindness when cruelty would have been easier. You acted in forgiveness when holding a grudge would have felt justified. You acted in humility when pride tried to whisper lies. You acted in purity when temptation tried to lure you away. You acted in faith when doubt pressed against your spirit like a heavy weight. My child, your choices reflected me, and heaven responded. Beloved, you think the act that shifted heaven was small, but nothing done in love is small. Nothing done in obedience is small. Nothing done in surrender is small. For every act of humble obedience creates movement in the spirit realm that you may never see with your natural eyes. But angels see it, darkness feels it, and heaven honors it. You changed something inside yourself that gave me the permission to change something outside of you. And now what once felt delayed is rushing toward you, for your heart has become aligned with the path I always intended you to walk. My child, I am proud of you, not because you were flawless, but because you kept trying. Not because you were strong, but because you leaned on me. Not because you had everything figured out, but because you trusted my timing even when it confused you. You honored me in the struggle, and now I will honor you in the breakthrough. The walls that once stood high are cracking. The chains that once held you are falling. The shame that once silenced you is lifting. The fear that once controlled you is dissolving. The pain that shaped your identity is losing power. The setbacks that frustrated you are becoming setups for what is coming. And the uncertainty that once caused you to question everything will become the very reason you recognize my hand when I move. Beloved, do not fear what is leaving your life, for I am removing only what cannot bless you, only what cannot follow you into your calling, only what cannot support your destiny. Some relationships ended not because you failed, but because you outgrew them spiritually. Some opportunities disappeared not because you were unworthy, but because they were distractions in disguise. Some doors stayed shut not because you were unqualified, but because they would have taken you off my path. Everything that left was part of the pruning, and everything that remains is part of the purpose. Now I need you to hear this with your spirit, not your ears. I am about to accelerate your life in ways that will make you realize why the waiting felt so long, why the warfare felt so intense, why the pressure felt so heavy. What is coming is not normal, it is divine. It is not small, it is abundant. It is not temporary, it is lasting. It is not random, it is appointed. And it will not bring confusion. It will bring clarity so profound that you will find yourself praising me for the very storms you once questioned. My child, you have entered the beginning of a divine reversal, and I will overturn everything that tried to overturn you. I will restore everything that tried to break you. I will elevate you above everything that tried to bury you. What the enemy meant for evil will become the very thing that ushers you into your destiny. And when the blessing begins unfolding, you will remember my words. What you did changed my mind completely, because your obedience awakened a destiny that was waiting for your heart to align. My child, now let me take you deeper, for there are things I must reveal to your spirit, so you can understand not only what I am doing around you, but what I am awakening within you. Because this new season is not simply about external blessings, open doors, or visible breakthroughs. It is about inner transformation, identity restoration, and spiritual awakening that will shape the rest of your life. You have asked me many times, Lord, why does it hurt so much to grow? And I say to you now, because I was removing identities you adopted from pain, labels that came from rejection, beliefs shaped by trauma, and fears that became part of your personality without you noticing. I was not breaking you. I was breaking what was never truly you. I was not crushing your spirit. I was crushing the lies that tried to bury your spirit. I was not taking things from you. I was taking the things that were taking from you. Beloved, the heaviness you felt in recent months was not weakness but spiritual detox, the releasing of burdens you were never designed to carry, the draining of emotional poisons that were planted in you by experiences, disappointments, and wounds that go much deeper than you share. You thought you were losing strength, but you were shedding spiritual weight. You thought you were breaking down, but you were breaking open. You thought you were drifting, but you were being repositioned. You thought I was silent, but I was doing surgery on your soul, healing places you didn't even know were bleeding, rebuilding foundations that had been cracked by years of pressure, and restoring your identity piece by piece until you could finally see yourself the way I have always seen you, beloved, chosen, redeemed, called, anointed, destined, and deeply, deeply loved. My child, you do not yet realize how much you have changed. The person you were a year ago could not carry what I am about to place in your hands. The person you were months ago did not have the spiritual maturity, the emotional stability, or the depth of faith needed for the elevation I am preparing. The stretching you endured created capacity. The silence you walked through sharpened your discernment. The storms you survived deepened your wisdom. The brokenness you faced expanded your compassion. The waiting you hated developed your patience. The warfare you endured strengthened your authority. Everything you went through shaped the version of you that is now ready for the unfolding destiny ahead. Beloved, you must understand that elevation is not simply a reward. It is responsibility, and I would never place you in a position where the blessing would crush you, where the opportunity would overwhelm you, where the responsibility would drain you, or where the platform would expose wounds that were never healed. So I let you walk through a season that felt like delay, but it was actually deliverance. I let you walk through a season that felt like disappointment, but it was actually refinement. I let you walk through a season that felt like loss, but it was actually alignment. And now that your eyes are shifting, now that your heart is open, now that your spirit is listening, you will begin to see the purpose behind every battle, every tear, every closed door, every shift, every ending, and every moment where you wondered if I was still with you. I was always with you. I was closer than your breath. My child, you asked me to guide you, and so I guided you through a path that seemed unfamiliar, uncomfortable, and unpredictable, because I cannot lead you only through comfort. I must lead you through transformation. You prayed, Lord, use me, and so I shaped you. You prayed, Lord, mold me, and so I refined you. You prayed, Lord, take me deeper, and so I brought you into places where the shallow parts of your faith could no longer survive. And though it felt dark at times, though you questioned my intentions, though you thought you were walking alone, I was there with you, whispering strength into your spirit, covering you with grace, protecting you from battles you never even knew were coming, and preparing you for an anointing that requires depth, endurance, and spiritual maturity. Beloved, this is why the enemy fought you so violently in this last season. Not because you were weak, but because you were becoming dangerous. Not because you were failing, but because you were rising. Not because you were losing ground, but because you were gaining authority. Not because your destiny was uncertain, but because it was approaching faster than darkness could handle. The enemy attacked because he saw your potential long before you did. He saw the calling on your life. He saw the mantle of purpose forming over you. He saw the shift in your heart, the strengthening of your spirit, the deepening of your faith, and he panicked. He tried to exhaust you so you would give up before the breakthrough. He tried to distract you so you would miss the direction. He tried to discourage you so you would stop believing. He tried to isolate you so you would feel forgotten. But you didn't stop. You didn't quit. You didn't surrender your purpose. And because you stood, even shaking, even confused, even hurting, heaven is now responding with movement that will unfold faster than you imagined. My child, I need you to prepare your heart now, for what I am about to bring into your life requires room. You must release what I am removing, for some things ended because they were finished, not because you were rejected. Some people left because their chapter in your story served its purpose. Some opportunities closed because better ones were already written for you. Some desires were delayed because timing matters more than longing. And some prayers were answered with silence because I was protecting you, not punishing you. Now, as I pour new things into your life, new connections, new insight, new strength, new purpose, new clarity, new provision, you must trust that I know what you need, when you need it, and how it must unfold. Beloved, you have shifted spiritually, and because you shifted, I have shifted my dealings with you. You are entering a season where you will no longer feel behind, no longer feel forgotten, no longer feel stuck, no longer feel lost. The fog is clearing. The heaviness is lifting. The confusion is dissolving. The spiritual warfare is breaking. And the pieces of your life that felt scattered are coming together in a way only I could orchestrate. You will look back soon and say, now I understand why I had to wait. Now I understand why it hurt. Now I understand why it was necessary. My child, now lean in even closer, for I am about to uncover mysteries within your journey that you have wrestled with in silence. Questions you carried deep within your heart, questions you were afraid to voice because you thought they revealed weakness. But I tell you now, your questions never threatened me, they invited me. You wondered why some breakthroughs came easily for others, but not for you. Why you had to fight for things that seemed to fall effortlessly into place for people around you. Why your path required so much endurance, so much patience, so much resilience. And I say this gently but truthfully, because I have entrusted you with a calling that requires spiritual weight, and weight demands strength, and strength is not built in comfort, but in resistance. You have been strengthened not for a small assignment, not for a temporary season, not for a minor purpose, but for a destiny that carries generational impact, and such destinies are forged through fire, pressure, and molding that others may never understand. Beloved, you have felt the cost of being chosen. You have felt the ache of being set apart. You have felt the loneliness of walking a path that did not look like anyone else's. You have felt the intensity of internal battles that no one around you could see. But hear me now. Every cost will be compensated. Every tear will be returned as joy. Every lonely season will be followed by divinely ordained connections. Every dry place will be transformed into overflow, and every sacrifice you made in silence will be honored openly, for I am not unjust, and I do not forget the secret offerings made from a sincere heart. My child, I saw every time you chose integrity over convenience. I saw every time you chose purity over compromise. I saw every time you walked away from what seemed easier because you knew it was not aligned with your purpose. I saw every time you humbled yourself instead of fighting to be right. I saw every time you helped others even while you were hurting. I saw every time you prayed for people who never prayed for you. I saw every time you gave without being acknowledged. I saw every time you forgave without receiving an apology. And because I saw it, heaven documented it, and now heaven will reward it. Beloved, you have entered a season where I am repaying you for what was lost, stolen, delayed, or destroyed. Not in a small measure, not in fragments, not in pieces, but in overflow. What I am bringing into your life will not merely replace what you lost. It will exceed it. It will awaken awe. It will restore confidence. It will heal wounds. It will confirm purpose. It will reveal my glory through your story. There will come a moment soon where you will say, "Now I understand why it took so long." Because when you see what I am preparing, you will realize that a rushed blessing would have been a lesser blessing. And what I am giving you is too big, too meaningful, too intricately crafted to be delivered prematurely. My child, you must know this. I have not been slow. I have been strategic. I have not been distant. I have been designing. I have not been silent. I have been setting the stage. Every delay was direction. Every pause was protection. Every detour was instruction. Every no was guidance. Every loss was redirection. Everything worked together, not to punish you, but to prepare you for a life overflowing with purpose, healing, clarity, and peace. Beloved, there is a reason you feel a shift even now. A reason your spirit feels different, lighter, more expectant. It is because the spiritual atmosphere around you has changed. The warfare that once clouded your mind is lifting. The confusion that once tangled your thoughts is unraveling. The heaviness that once sat on your chest is breaking apart. The hopelessness that once whispered lies is losing its voice. You are not imagining it when you feel something new rising inside you. Something stronger, clearer, purer, deeper. That is the new version of you emerging, the one that has been forged through testing, refined through adversity, strengthened through trials, and awakened through surrender. My child, you are awakening. Your spirit is awakening. Your discernment is awakening. Your purpose is awakening. Your confidence is awakening. Your identity is awakening. The fire within you, the one life tried to extinguish, the one heartbreak tried to quiet, the one disappointment tried to suffocate, is reigniting. I am breathing upon your spirit again, and what once felt numb will feel alive. What once felt impossible will feel reachable. What once felt broken will feel whole. And what once felt overwhelming will feel conquerable, because you are not stepping into this next season as the wounded version of yourself. You are stepping into it healed, strengthened, equipped, and transformed. Beloved, let me tell you something the enemy hoped you would never realize. The battle you survived was not designed to destroy you. It was designed to reveal you. It revealed your resilience. It revealed your hunger for me. It revealed your depth. It revealed your capacity. It revealed your identity. It revealed your purpose. The enemy hoped the pressure would cause you to quit, but instead the pressure activated something dormant inside you. A new level of spiritual authority, a new clarity in your calling, a new fire in your faith, a new depth in your dependence on me. My child, you have reached the place in your journey where heaven begins to accelerate what once felt stuck. You are standing at the doorstep of your breakthrough. You are standing on the edge of divine timing. You are standing in the transition between who you were and who you are becoming. And this transition is holy. Do not rush it. Do not fear it. Do not second-guess it. Embrace it, for this is where I breathe new life into your dreams, new strength into your heart, new courage into your spirit, and new purpose into your steps. Beloved, the act that changed my mind completely was not dramatic or loud. It was quiet, sincere, and humble. It was the moment you surrendered not just your situation, but yourself. That kind of surrender shifts heaven because it is the purest form of trust, and trust moves my heart in ways nothing else can. Your surrender signaled that you were ready, truly ready, to step into alignment with the destiny I have been holding for you. And now, because of that surrender, I am opening the path before you. You will feel me leading you in ways you have never experienced. You will sense my presence more intimately. You will hear my guidance more clearly. You will recognize my hand more quickly. You will walk with a confidence that does not come from the world, but from my spirit within you. My child, the old chapter is closed. The new one is being written now, not by chance, not by luck, not by coincidence, but by divine intention. And I, the author of your story, am writing something beautiful, powerful, redemptive, and beyond anything you could have imagined. What you did changed my mind completely, and now your entire life is shifting accordingly.